5 months ago, I put 3 beginners into No Man's Land, a ridiculously hard modded difficulty in State of Decay 2.
Oh no! I got plague!
Now the ultimate numpties are back at the time the cleaning up the nation team need them the most.
It's getting hard as shit up here.
Negative curveballs are having a serious negative effect.
Oh god! Oh no! Yep, I'm infected.
And we are fueling the play, taking over half the map, but we don't know which heart is causing the problem, seeing as the enclave that was supposed to tell us died horribly. So today I'll be turning friends into cannon fodder as we attempt to survive State of Decay 2's toughest challenge yet. And if you enjoy it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. After a rousing speech to G up the troops,
Every time I've played with Matty, he's always ended up being the orange icon on my screen.
This game's racist, that's what it is.
I take over as Dow, who is weirdly fully stacked with supplies I'd completely forgotten about. Rather annoying, as I wouldn't have been playing so conservatively if I'd known about that. My plan is to ease the boys in gently, so we start the northern section of the map with a solitary playcart, as well as an enclave that could potentially provide us a distraction. What I want to do is get the boys onto different obstacles spread out around the playcart, which will hopefully keep the undead outside and leave me alone to take it down relatively easily. And that starts about as predictably as you'd imagine, as 2 hordes are already present. Seeing as Joe is the most experienced of the numpties, I decide to stick him on the bus.
Yeah, fucking have it, you bastard.
With Matty having the least experience, I stick him on the caravan, then Terry on an abandoned car nearby. Now the boys have formed a line of distraction out the front, I can head inside to start the assault. But it may have slipped my mind to tell Joe that ferals can climb onto buses.
You okay?
Ah, no, I'm good. I'll kill you.
He kills the feral as I complete the first phase of the playcart. Then as I head outside, I've got to deal with another. Then I decide to see how the boys are doing.
This is a lot of zombies. How you doing, Joe? You okay?
No, yeah, pop on up, bro.
I decide against that and instead lure out the undead that have gathered in the playcart's building. And I'm able to deliver the horde to Terry faster than a minimum wage Amazon delivery driver. And I head back inside, continuing to give the lads advice to keep them alive.
I've already popped it. I've already popped one.
Okay, yeah, just keep an eye on bloaters, boys. That would be the best advice. This is the easiest playcart I've had to take down so far in No Man's Land.
Well, it's what we do, mate.
Yeah,
we make
appreciate
other
it.
people's lives easy.
Unfortunately, before I can complete the second phase, I get caught napping.
Oh shit! Oh no, I got bit!
Then as more keep getting in the way, I lead them outside to shift their attention onto the numpties, which goes about as well as you'd expect.
Oh god! Oh no! Yep, I'm infected.
Luckily I have plenty of cures, but don't get to extract my revenge as the crackhead shifts its attention onto my walking and talking cannon fodder. So back inside I go, and 2 more full power heavy swings completes the second phase. Another crackhead learns the ways of my gunslinging badassery, and this time I pay a visit to Matty on his caravan, who's living life completely safely. I purchase some energy drinks from the enclave opposite, then have to lure another horde away from the heart. And this time it's Joe who receives my deadly package, and not for the first time.
Wow, that is a lot of zombies.
And with them now trying to nibble away at his ankles, I'm pretty safe to head inside and take the victory after another minute of heavy swinging. I get a much needed first aid kit, which I pop immediately, as well as stims, gun and a heavy weapon.
Are you just gonna leave us here, or?
No, I'm gonna initiate step 2 of my genius plan, which is a rescue mission.
Step 1, rescue Terry. I'm required to blow a load over a crackhead, but it's not the first time and it won't be the last. With Terry safely enjoying the morning wind, Matty is the next to be rescued. However, Joe is going to be significantly harder, so I teach him the way of the Molotov.
Oh,
So that you don't get caught by
oh,
the fire.
yeah. That's not great. That's not great.
But with at least a third of an eyebrow remaining, he makes it to safety, and just in time too as a 4-pack of crackheads chase us away. With that, the boys need some medical care, so we make our way back to base to sort out their injuries. And once Dowers used infection therapy to cure his partial infection, it's time to come up with another plan. We have a siege site that needs eradicating and an enclave that needs plague samples. So I grab a load of expensive but useless items, and this time Joe is driving while I execute Operation Shoot One Screamy Boy in the face. I hop out in front of the house while the boys circle to keep the undead busy. Screamer goes down, simple as you'd like, and I jump back into the pickup and not a single person contracted blood plague. That might have been the first time ever one of my plans has worked out. Unfortunately, good news never lasts for long in No Man's Land.
I'll deal with that. Oh no, not again!
Why have you done that?
Oh, not again! Get out!
Luckily, I'm able to deal with the crackhead, but unsuppressed gunfire means we're gonna have to band together to fight off anything else that comes for us.
No guns. We're gonna silently take on anything that isn't a crackhead. Got it?
Gotcha.
And surprisingly everything worked out as I planned once again. Ignoring the massive fireball of course. I can repair the pickup with the toolkit from the back, then give Violet of the remainders some plague samples before abusing our newfound friendship to pick up more toolkits and food while selling them expensive shit I can't even use. With that done, Dow is getting slightly sleepy, so we head back to give him a rest and I take over as Rotsack. But we're gonna have to repeat the earlier plan as another siege site has formed as well as my medical outpost becoming infested. So with Joe once again behind the wheel, we set off. I'm able to take down the siege site but not without incident.
Crack it on the front of the car.
Oh, don't say that.
That has unfortunately meant the pickup has taken a serious hit, but at least this time it's not on fire. Gratefully, the infested outpost goes much smoother, quick headshot on the screamer and away we go. On to the next plague art and the plan remains the same as the previous. I eliminate 2 ferals while the boys take up positions, Terry taking refuge on this flatbed, and after I've eliminated a few in the building, I can get to work smashing the sack.
Oh god, yep, crack it on me, crack it on me.
I obviously take it out with no problems, then complete the first phase of the plague art. However, 4 big boys have also wandered in, so I make the executive decision to leave, which doesn't go too well for Matty.
Okay.
Oh
shit.
I wasn't aiming. It's
Oh,
fine.
no,
Go,
you,
go, go,
no,
go,
you
go,
would.
go.
But with both Matty and Joe in the pickup, I decide to be Billy Big Bollocks and take out the Juggernaut with my arse.
Jay?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I don't think it was a good idea either. Bail, bail, bail.
Acting as a distraction to save the boys, I managed to get the attention of both a feral and a Juggernaut. And after a loop around the power station to lose them, I'm completely alone to once again fix up the pickup. I can then use the Apocalypse's greatest weapon to eliminate one of the Juggernauts, but seeing as there's still another 3, I decide to switch up the strategies. But not too much as I head back inside the warehouse, close all 3 doors and take out the second phase of the plague art. I then decide to pay a visit to Joe and Matty to see how they're doing and get a motivational speech to keep me going.
As you can tell, boys, we're obviously doing well because we're here together as a team. I mean, Terry's over there, but he's here in spirit right now. When's this get motivational?
Yeah, no, come on, pick up a bit, yeah. Where's the, like, we'll fight them on the beaches.
So Joe takes over the motivational responsibilities.
Listen up, boys. There it is. It's been
Okay.
a hard day today. Us trying to take out these plague hearts, and by us I mean Jay, doing practically all the work while we stand around and do nothing. But there's one thing in general, that we bound together like brothers. What do we fight for, Terry? What? Goth biddies. Goth biddies, exactly.
So reinvigorated, I head in with dreams of goth biddies, and with the boys distracting the hordes, it's quite simple to take down the heart, and I even get plenty of time to loot it too. I can then pick up Matty and Joe, however I have to make the heartbreaking decision to leave Terry behind. That is simply too many zombies for us to handle.
Tez, we'll see you on the other side, okay? Oh shit, he's back. Hey Tez, how's it going? Yeah, we weren't leaving you for dead.
I can then display the ultimate show of manhood with a world-class power slide park display.
Yeah, I think I did better, personally.
Back at base, we get a new curveball, Sentinel Mutation. Unusual because this has positive effects, but we have curveballs set to constant negative. Interesting, but I'll take zombies with terrible hearing. Once Rotsack has removed his partial infection with infection therapy, we can once again head out, and this time we've got our sights set on a medical trader. And as is tradition on No Man's Land, we have to fight off zombies that have been attracted due to the engine noise. But after teamwork makes the dream work, I can purchase 5 medical Rotsacks that will greatly increase our ability to heal. But after that, it's time to head south as the real challenge begins. But you wouldn't be able to tell judging by the conversation.
Out of the blue, right? Do you reckon furry porn is literally just like it's them just like giving themselves like a cat wash? Do you know what I mean? Just like
I don't want to even try to figure out what it is.
I mean, everybody here has access to Google, so if you really wanted to know that much, you could find out.
Nobody Google it.
Unfortunately, I really don't have any sort of semblance of a plan. I need to get rid of fueling the plague, and it's most likely to be caused by heart down this way, as that's where the enclave I was supposed to speak to spawned. Terry then unfortunately gets ripped out due to my own incompetence.
Tez, while you're out, oh god, do not shoot those guys.
I will survive.
Woohoo! Thankfully, Terry survives his encounter with the blood feral and climbs onto the petrol station while the rest of the team moves into position. Joe and Matty rush off to enact a rescue plan, but sensing my opportunity, I move on to the play card. Unfortunately, it doesn't take too long for the undead to figure out my plan, and as one of them is an explosive Z, I can't fight it here as it's too tight, and I've completely run out of stamina. A simple headshot outside means I don't burst into flames. Then I head back to the heart, and this time manage to complete its first phase. With that, I plan on shifting my attention onto another heart nearby, but there are several hordes between me and it. Luckily, I have the boys who are great distractions.
Shit,
Oh,
shit,
fuck
shit,
no.
shit, shit.
Right, I'll deal with the crackhead. Oh, I missed.
Ah! No! Who did that?
Fire,
That was me.
no.
Sorry, guys.
Wow. For once, snap aim didn't screw me. It just screwed Joe instead. I turn my attention to the second play cart, and after I take out a feral that interrupts me, I'm able to complete its first phase. I head back to the first heart, but that's where the hordes have been while I was fighting heart number 2. And to make things worse, fatigue has started to kick in for Rotsack. But with caffeine coursing through my veins, I continue my play cart assault. For I must defeat the fuel in the plague for the safety of my community. Well, that is until the hordes catch up to me, as I'm the only one to still be on the ground, so I decide it would be for the best to get in the car and drive away, completely abandoning the boys behind me.
Oh,
hey.
hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
So I
Why,
didn't.
why have you got your dick out?
We arrive at the safety of my landmine protected outpost as I take over as steward to give Rotsack a well-deserved rest. And with her locked and loaded, it's time to head back into the danger zone. Arriving back into the heart of the explosive Zeds, at least the hordes have wandered off. And after parking up purposely far away from the action, I immediately get to work. Although that almost ends in disaster when I get surprised by a sleeping bloater. Thankfully the damage wasn't too severe, and once the undead chasing me are dealt with, I focus my attention onto the heart, but we have a serious horde inbound. After setting off a chain reaction of explosive Zeds, I head outside where Joe has lobbed a molly at the horde.
I feel like we've been fine on the day, to be honest.
It's getting hard as shit up here.
As soon as that horde has been dealt with and I've got a horde on me, I drop some firecrackers into Matty's billboard and head back in to fight the plague cart, but there's still far too many to safely take it down. So I drop my final firecracker at the heart and shoot an explosive Z in the face. And after another chain reaction of explosions,
No, he's not. No, he's coming for me.
Oh my god.
which certainly wasn't caused by me, Terry unfortunately suffers our first loss of the session. R.I.P. King, we'll see you on the other side. Or immediately, as he has other community members to take over as. But with the hordes the way they are, I turn my attention to heart number 2. And it's not too much trouble to complete its second phase. As well as the second phase on the first heart, although I do have to run away from a plague feral. And while this phasing it draws all the nearby Zeds to it, so I can head back to the other and take it out without a trouble. Well, I say no trouble, it still took nearly 2 minutes of constant beating, and then an explodey boy claims the kill anyway.
Plague cart down.
Ryan.
Unfortunately, it wasn't the heart we needed to get rid of fueling the plague, but at least we get some half-decent loot for our troubles. I managed to drop off the heaviest of the items into the boot, and thankfully none of the boys started a chain reaction of explosions. Now is not the time for an epic prank, and with only one phase left on the other plague cart, I'm determined to get it dead. I even tried to lure a bloater towards the heart, but an explosive Z causes me to fire prematurely, and the bloater pops agonizingly close, but certainly not close enough. But that text tells me it's gotta be close. So I head back in for what I hope will be the final time, but I once again get overwhelmed, but remember it can always get worse.
Dude, you got 4 jugs, you got 4 jugs, you got 4 jugs.
Oh god, no!
Oh god, they're all.
I narrowly avoid the charge of the first, then detonate an explodey boy. But now is not the time to run away. The heart has to be close to finishing. But not only is it close to death, but it's also the heart causing the fuel in the plague. I can then stuff my pockets with plague heart loot, but it's time to make my escape while also running away from 4 burning juggies. Luckily, they lose interest in me as they get distracted by the numpties. And for the second time in 20 minutes, I completely abandon my friends. Damn, these fuckers are harder to get rid of than herpes. We pay a stop at the food outpost we were at earlier, but there's one thing that slipped my mind.
Oh, ferals! Ferals! Alright, onto the car, onto the car, onto the car!
The defences are down. I quickly install the set of landmines, but is it too little too late?
Dead.
Oh my god.
Ready.
I didn't realise the outpost defences were
Right
out.
next
Is
to you
everybody
now.
okay?
Gratefully, the worst thing we had to deal with was a singed eyebrow. Although that doesn't stop Matty and Joe from starting a fight club.
Oh, nice. That was nice.
You like that? Watch this.
Yeah, that
Ready?
was beautiful.
Twirl.
Wow. I'm trying to think who would I put my money on.
Definitely the dude with the colours, the lights on his jumper, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
With that, we head back to base so I can drop off the 2 sacks I've gathered and take over as Rose. So far, she hasn't had the best of luck out in the field, but her hero bonus will be very useful and she's over halfway to maxing out her standing. Before we leave, I start construction on a shooting range for that extra 20 stamina, seeing as we've got plenty of building materials. Then we head off to tackle another plague cart being affected by a curveball. Out for bloody blood. Again! But at least this time with our 3 walking and talking cannon fodders, we should have this in the bag. Famous last words.
I feel like you put us into a false sense of security with all the nice easy missions so far.
dude.
Then
I spot 4 juggernauts on the horizon, but the boys have already exited the vehicle to pick up positions on the perimeter. I am able to rescue Matty and Terry, although I do slightly clip Matty with the car. But it's going to be much harder to rescue Joe as he's already surrounded. But even so, he goes for it.
I'm coming.
Come on, Joe! Come on! Come on, you can do it! Go faster! Go faster!
But by focusing on Joe, I allow a Zed to creep up on Terry, who's sat in the back. Joe gets in, but we now can't escape without Terry.
Oh, Tez! Yes!
I decide the best course of action would be to lure the undead away, mainly the juggernauts if I'm being honest with you. However, a plague feral from a nearby infestation has other ideas.
Oh, feral. Oh, no, not again!
The glitchy bastard causes us to set on fire, so I put my foot down as everyone jumps out, throwing myself out last. At least the dead feral dropped the first aid kit, something I'm sure will come in handy later. There's a toolkit in the pickup, but I'm not able to repair it before the hordes catch up to us. So instinctively we split, with me and Matty heading for the wind farm, while Terry and Joe head in opposite directions. Me and Matty climb the nearby cell tower to safety, and that draws the undead away from us, which looks to be terrible news for Terry. So it's time for a rescue operation. Me and Matty sprint back to the car, and once I've whipped out the old spanner, we set off to rescue the other 2 numpties. But this time I decide to go all Harry Potter on it.
Bippity, boppity, boom! Yeah!
But with the boys rescued, it's back to the task at hand, taking out this bloody placard. Gratefully, the 4 juggernauts are no longer in the area, so I start assaulting the heart while the boys act as decoy. But this time I brought landmines of my own, and when the hordes catch up to me, I dip and start dropping them. And from there I can complete the first phase uncontested. 2 ferals then decide to join the action, but thankfully they're slowed down by my mines, and I can clean them up from there. Back inside, I continue to fight against the heart, surrounded by more skulls than an Aztec sacrifice. After a full minute of alone time, I complete the second phase. After a quick dash outside while the gases dissipate, I can head back inside where I'm completely alone once again to claim victory. I even have plenty of time to collect its loot. Now it's time for another rescue plan, but that's going to be hard, especially when Terry is surrounded by that. And just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, Bangonomics starts to brew. At least Joe and Matty aren't surrounded by anything, so we can rescue them with no problems, and completely leave Terry to be used as juggernaut bait. But I suspect karma is starting to shift as we start to get positive curveballs, even though the settings are set to negative only. News travels. Perhaps this is my reward for rescuing the numpties several times. But it's not all good news as Bangonomics kicks in at the worst possible moment.
Oh no, oh no, oh. Right, get out, everyone out.
That's 4 ferals, a horde, and a juggernaut. I lead the boys towards the enclave, but unfortunately it was too little too late for Matty, who's the first to fall to the feral pack. I then get bit, which isn't great, but with narcotics running through my veins, I'm able to take down 3 ferals, partly thanks to them being confused about who to target. The hordes grow exponentially as the selective scavengers struggle to fight them off, but being the beast she is, Rose is able to drop the juggernaut. I then have to brutally bludgeon Matty's corpse, before realising Joe and Terry are miles away fighting a feral each.
I'm back in the enclave. I thought the fucking problem was over.
The problem's not fucking over!
Alright, calm down, don't get your Lederhosen in a twist. With Terry rescued, Joe climbs the cell tower to safety. Then to thank the selective scavengers for their efforts, I finally give in to their insistence of trading by gifting them a med sack from the previous heart. And I even bag myself some delicious mysterious meat in the process. I store it in the back of the pickup and take off. Well, at least I try to, thanks a lot. The car was actually so reduced in power, I had to reverse it down the hill before I could pull forward. But unfortunately, we have no chance of getting back to base as I've completely neglected our fuel consumption. If only we had a spare can in the boot, not blaming anyone in particular. That unfortunately means it's every man for himself, as I leg it back to base, leaving the numpties to endure the perils of no man's land alone. Nah, just kidding, we make it back to my outpost, and to celebrate, Joe rings his dad to see if he's proud of him for surviving for so long.
Hey, Dad. So I got good news. So I've just done a stream with Jay Talbot. You know, he's a big State of Decay YouTuber, and we made his life a little easy. You know, protected him, helped him take out play cards and stuff. Are you proud of me?
I don't really understand the word you just said.
Yeah, well, Mum left you, mate. So fuck off. Right. All right. I hung up on my dad. I fought back, boys. I feel quite bad because like my mum didn't leave him. She died. So that's like the weird part.